Thunderbolts 2025. This was changed later to the New Avengers after release. This is the wildest, most 2025 Marvel example of a title changing after release. Marvel first rolled it out as Thunderbolts, then pointedly styled it as Thunderbolts asterisk during marketing, and Kevin Feige even said the asterisk would make sense once people saw the film. Then the movie came out, audiences watched the story of this government-assembled team of reformed killers and weirdos, and in the ending and post-credits, the big twist dropped.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you.
So spoiler alert for those who haven't watched it yet, but Valve basically rebrands them as Earth's new superhero team, the New Avengers.
Meet the New Avengers.
So after opening weekend, Marvel started updating posters and social media to say the New Avengers. Revealing the asterisk was basically hiding the real title payoff. The official listing stayed Thunderbolts asterisk, but the public-facing marketing started calling it the New Avengers to push ticket sales and to signal to casual fans, hey, this isn't just a side team, this is the MCU's main new team. But basically, it still flopped. So whatever the name is, the result was basically the same. Edge of Tomorrow 2014 later was changed to Live, Die, Repeat. This movie is the perfect example of a title losing its own tagline. Edge of Tomorrow is a fantastic sci-fi action film. Tom Cruise stuck in a time loop, Emily Blunt as the Angel of Verdun, a war against alien mimics, but the title sounded like something from a 90s drama.
On your feet, maggot!
What people actually remembered was Live, Die, Repeat, because that line explained the entire hook of the movie in 3 words. You watch the trailer, you get it. You tell your friend, they get it. Edge of Tomorrow, though, it kinda didn't do that. So when audiences started referring it to as Live, Die, Repeat, the studio leaned in. On the home release, Live, Die, Repeat became the dominant text and Edge of Tomorrow slid down like a subtitle. Even movie platforms started recognizing both. Nothing in the movie changed. The audience just chose the better name.
I got something on my face, soldier.
Sorry to disturb you, Sergeant.
Star Wars 1997 then later changed as Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. When Star Wars first came out in 1977, it wasn't trying to be this 9-film epic. Oof, that's a lot of Star Wars. It was just Star Wars, a self-contained space adventure. George Lucas always had a bigger saga in his head, but the audience didn't know that yet. Then The Empire Strikes Back was released in 1980 and the opening crawl suddenly called it Episode 5. That was the moment people realized, wait, this story is actually in the middle of something, right? To make that make sense, Lucas retroactively renamed the first film to Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope on re-releases. That rename wasn't about fixing bad box office. Star Wars was already a monster hit. It was about organizing the mythology. So the title had to tell the viewers, this is part 4 of a much bigger story, guys. So bear that in mind.
You fought in the Clone Wars?
Yes. I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, then later changed to Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is the quietest rename on the list, but it shows how studios think long-term. The original 1981 release was simply Raiders of the Lost Ark, no Indiana Jones in the title. Then the sequels came out, Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, and suddenly the first movie was the odd one out. So later, on home video and official materials, the title started appearing as Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. The movie itself still opens with the original title, so purists didn't complain. But from a studio perspective, it was cleaner. Now all the movies line up on a shelf. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn 2020. My goodness, this was a freaking long name. To Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, which is obviously better. This one is the definition of great vibe, wrong title order. The movie is colorful, violent, funny, as Margot Robbie doing full Harley energy, but the title started with the least famous part. The original title buried its biggest selling point at the very end, Harley Quinn. After the movie opened softer than expected, Warner Brothers adjusted the public title to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey so that ticketing apps, cinema sites, and even people googling Harley Quinn movie 2020 would actually find it. The rename was done for discoverability, not because the film changed, but because the audience wasn't being told clearly who the movie was about.
You broke my leg!
Ghostbusters 2016 was later changed to Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Rebooting a classic is already hard. Sharing a title with it is much harder. Plus the movie? I don't know, it's way far than the original. All Figs 2016 Ghostbusters released with the exact name as the 1984 original, which meant every database, every online store, and every discussion had to say Ghostbusters 2016. You know, the 2016 Ghostbusters. So when the credits rolled, the movie cheekily called itself Ghostbusters Answer the Call. And when it arrived on home release, that subtitle became more visible. It gave the reboot its own identity separate from the classic and made it easier to sell as a distinct entry in the franchise. It was also a way to present it later without reminding people of the online backlash it had. So, I guess changing the name was a good idea.
Did you get sugar in it this time?
I hate coffee.
Mad Max 2 1981 was later changed The Road Warrior in the US. This is one of the smartest title changes ever done. In Australia, Mad Max was a hit. In the US, it barely made a dent. So if the sequel came out in America as Mad Max 2, a lot of people would have skipped it thinking, I didn't see the first one, so why watch it? Instead, it was released as The Road Warrior, a title that sounds epic, standalone, and requires zero homework. The movie itself is the same explosive desert mayhem, but the new name let US audiences experience it fresh. It worked. The Road Warrior became the movie that introduced a lot of Americans to Max Rokitansky, and only later did they realize it was technically a sequel.
The Among Us rules the wasteland! Give them nothing! Blow it up! Give them nothing!
The Mighty Ducks 1992 was later changed to The Mighty Ducks Are the Champions. This one is pure international chaos. In the US, the movie was The Mighty Ducks, scrappy kids on an underdog hockey story. In some countries like Australia, it was released as Champions instead, probably because that sounded more like a straightforward sports film. Then the sequel arrived globally as D2, The Mighty Ducks. And now you have markets where the first movie is called Champions but the second movie is called The Mighty Ducks. To fix the confusion later on home video, Disney issued versions titled The Mighty Ducks Are the Champions, basically telling audience, yes, this is the same movie, so don't panic. That rename wasn't about box office, it was about making sure parents rented the right one and that the franchise branding matched the name of the team Disney was now pushing everywhere.
I'm Gordon Bombay. I'm the new coach. Afraid so, dude. Got the roster right here.
Tomorrow Never Lies 1997 was later changed to Tomorrow Never Dies. This one technically changed before release, but it's too good not to mention. The James Bond movie was supposedly going to be called Tomorrow Never Lies, which tied into the newspaper in the film. Somewhere along the line, a typo or fax error reportedly changed lies to dies, and everyone liked the new version better. So the cooler title won. That's how fragile movie titles are. One word can completely change the flavor. And somehow, for this James Bond movie, it worked.
Your new telephone. Talk here, listen here.
So that's what I've been doing wrong all these years.
That's 8 minutes. Thank you for watching. Like the video and don't forget to subscribe for more flops.